So, now, for somebody you've been thinking about this for a while now, a couple years, and you've got a lot of really developed ideas about it. Certainly, I would say more developed and internally consistent than mine, which are kind of haphazard, as is my type's want. Would you do you have a goal here? Would you like to write a book on this or something like that, or what?
I do intend to write a book,
Cool.
but it's the I have really wants to be in here. I do intend to write a book, but it would be very succinct, as succinct as possible, if that's the right word.
You know what, Mega Bro? We can write a book together, and you can do the succinct parts, and I can blather on about nonsense. And together, it would be a perfect mix of purposefulness and nonsense.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, we should. I've already written down a bunch of stuff about this too, so we could just combine our shit and make one book. It'd be fun. And even if you make your own book and you don't want anything to do with me, I will still promote the hell out of your book on Talking with Famous People, obviously.
All right.
For whatever that's worth.
I should take a look at your course model. I haven't looked at it yet.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll send you some stuff. I'll send you a couple documents on it. It's got nice colorful charts and stuff. It's designed for surface appeal.
Cool.
So I'm very interested.
But we were.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry.
Go ahead. We said that at the same time. Do we want to keep talking about this or go back to the Enneagram?
Well, I was thinking what I wanted to talk to you about in particular is we haven't really addressed this fact. Let's start right now by saying I'm ENTP, you're INTJ, and that means we're exact opposites. So I have NE in the dominant slot, you have NI. I have TI in the second slot, you've got TE. And I've got
Yes.
FE in the third slot, and you've got FI. And I've got SI in the fourth slot, and you've got SE, right?
Yeah.
So that's interesting, obviously, to have two types who are exact opposites like that, at least in terms of orientation.
We're
Orientation opposites.
We're opposite in orientation, but not in proportion.
Right. But I like this as being the definition of opposite better than the opposite, which is those people are not so much opposite as, because like, look, opposite, flip side of the same coin, right? But you're still a quarter, one way or the other. But like ISFPs, for example, they are so foreign to me that I wouldn't call them my opposite at all. I'd call them a different species.
Yeah, Socionics would call ENTPs and ISFPs conflictors.
Okay. Well, I mean, the thing is, I don't dislike them at all.
You wouldn't understand them at all.
I just don't understand them at all. Right. They're a complete mystery to me. They're a complete mystery.
I actually understand ISFPs.
Do you? Did you find them incredibly simple, egoless, and in the moment?
That really depends on their specific emotional makeup. Well, the thing is, the feeling, thinking axis, they're extra-appealing, inter-appealing. If you have a very active shadow function, then you could have an ego-full ISFP. Or if you like, who knows what their shadow function is doing, but they wouldn't if they're very FI, they wouldn't consciously be ego-full.
Yeah, well, beyond a sort of general being pleased by a compliment or something, I've known a couple of ISFPs, one a little bit better than the other. Neither of them, are like super good friends or anything, but both of them I found pleased by like casual compliments and stuff, but that whatever pleasedness they had from that seemed to fade from memory quickly, or like it didn't stick or matter to them really. It was just sort of a moment of, oh, that's nice, and then it's just
FI
gone.
is not very strongly affected by, I don't know how you say it, deliberate attempts to influence its state with words.
Right. Well,
it's
makes
more
perfect sense.
visual.
Yeah, that what you said there makes perfect sense, because this is, I think, why I always felt so alien to the ISFPs that I was talking to, was they didn't react to words in the way that I expected them to in general. Like, I'm used to talking with people that I'm talking about ideas usually.
Yeah, now someone who cares about FE would probably care more about the words being said, like a compliment or an insult. But FI is not really paying a whole lot of attention to all this communication stuff.
Now, you have SE in the fourth slot. I'm curious about how you think that actually manifests in your life. I have a clear understanding of how SI manifests in my life. It's pretty easy to understand. I think this is one of the one thing where the introverted one is harder, it's easier to understand than the extroverted one. I think SE is harder to understand than SI. How does SE manifest for you?
Oh, not very much. Oh, you know what? You can't really explain SE without comparing it to any. You know what? I can do this.
Hello?
I think I know where you're going now. I know you said that.
Okay. The word intuition, the way Jung used it, he borrowed the term, I believe, from Kant, Immanuel Kant.
Uh-huh.
And Immanuel Kant used intuition to mean both what we would call sensing and intuition.
Okay.
And the Kant's intuition included sensing and intuition. And he compared intuition to categorization. You had intuition and you had categorization. Intuition would be sensing, intuition in Jung, and categorization would be TI and TE and maybe FI and FE. Maybe.
Okay.
Under Kant. But going back to Kant's intuition, he specified that intuition was like space and time. And whereas categorization were the labels we apply to them. So from Kant...
That's an interesting distinction there. Go on. Sorry, go on.
Okay. From Kant, extroverted sensing and extroverted intuition would be like extroverted sensing. They were both be Kant's intuition, but under Jung, it would first work as Jungian extroverted sensing, picking up sensations, and forming a mental picture about the current state of reality, with the senses coming in, pulling up, making a picture of space and time. Well, extrovert sensing, not very much time, but a lot of space.
So it's
an incoming picture.
Would you say that it shares with any the determining of possibilities, but it shares with them, it shares it in real time, whereas any is extended in time?
Technically, yes. In what sensing is doing is one, and so many ideas, I can't put them all in my words mouth at the same time because they connect to each other.
Let me pause you. Can I pause you for a second? I think this is a good indication of the difference between NI and NE. NE just goes off on tangents. You sit here and you want to process these things into a sensible roadmap before you proceed, right? Whereas I'm lucky if I come back to it. That's where my job is to go trampsing down one of the trails at random, and then hopefully find the other trail leading back and make a big circle and end up back where I'm supposed to be. Sometimes I never make it back, you know. Well, anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Extrovert sensing, you can consider it to be like your eyes get nerve signals into your brain, and your brain puts together a model of reality as it is based on these disparate nerve signals coming in.
Right.
And it organizes these nerve signals into the most consistent explanation of what is happening at the moment as it can. Okay?
Okay.
And so you understand, hey, this light coming into my eye, I can see that this must be, that is the most consistent explanation for all these sensations, you know?
Okay.
And so that is like one step up the ladder of abstraction compared to the specific senses that are making this image together.
Right. Okay. I got you. So it's I understand that simply having the sensory data coming in does not provide us actual meaningful sensory data, basically. You know, it has to be It has to be converted into an artificial reality that's static, because, of course, I dropped the phone. Okay, you tell you what we're gonna have to do. We have to take a pause here. I gotta stop this video because it's at 30 minutes, and I have a 35-minute limit on my phone. So let me pause for a second here, and we'll pick up in a minute.